Can you imagine overlooking the subtle whispers of your brain trying to tell you something critical? You should never ignore the 6 early warning signs of dementia. This isn't just a minor concern, it's a global issue affecting over 55 million people with Alzheimer's disease, a devastating neurological disorder that creeps in and worsens over time. For those 45 and older, it's the leading cause of dependency and disability, robbing people of their independence. Isn't it heartbreaking to think about losing the ability to live life on your own terms? There's a common misconception floating around that dementia is just a normal part of aging. But let me tell you, that's far from the truth. The reality is, this illness starts brewing in the brain decades before obvious symptoms show up. Can you believe that by catching these early warning signs, you can take charge, improve long-term brain health, and even slow the disease's progression? So let's dive into the 6 early warning signs of dementia that too many people brush off. Don't be one of them. Have you ever noticed someone walking a bit differently, maybe dragging their feet or taking shorter steps? These modest changes in gait, balance, and coordination, along with shifts in posture, could be screaming neurological abnormalities. Early signs of dementia might show up as trouble using utensils, like struggling to hold a fork steady at dinner. It's not just clumsiness dementia, and other sensory disorders can mess with a person's ability to smell a fragrant flower, judge depth, or navigate a room without bumping into things. Who would have thought something as simple as walking could be a clue to something so serious? But wait, there's more. Did you know there's a surprising link between hearing issues and dementia? Increased sensitivity to noise or hearing loss can signal a higher risk of neurological impairment. Studies have found that older adults with weaker grip strength think struggling to open a pickle jar are at a greater risk of developing dementia later in life. It's wild to think your hands could hint at your brain's future, right? And then there's sleep. Oh, sleep. Developing sleep problems like insomnia, excessive daytime sleepiness, frequent nightmares, or restless movements during sleep can be a red flag. Add to that a loss of interest in hobbies, social isolation, and apathy, and you've got a recipe for concern. Picture this. You're at a family barbecue. Everyone's laughing and sharing stories, but someone seems off, maybe emotionally distant. That could be a sign social events and family get-togethers can reveal emotional changes tied to dementia. And what about aphasia? That's when someone struggles to find the right words, misnames objects, or can't recall familiar terms. Imagine calling a spoon a thingy at a dinner party. It might seem funny at first, but it could be one of the earliest signs of Alzheimer's disease. Catching these signs early opens the door to preventative measures like mental stimulation, exercise, a healthy diet, and restful sleep. Don't you want to do everything possible to protect your brain? These steps can halt the decline of cognitive abilities. How amazing is that? I'd love to hear from you. Where are you joining me from today? Drop a comment below with any questions or thoughts, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on life-changing health advice from Senior Health. Oh, and one more thing. Do you agree with me right now? If this resonates with you, leave a comment with a score of 1. If not, just pop in a 0. Early detection is everything. It's the key to managing symptoms and boosting quality of life. Let's get specific. First up, posture changes. Why do we so often dismiss changes in posture or gait as just getting old? Movement tells a story, and it's one we need to listen to. These changes are often early indicators of dementia. Your brain is the maestro of balance and coordination, but when cognitive abilities start to slip, Motor control can take a hit. You might notice someone walking with shorter strides, dragging their feet instead of lifting them confidently. Ever seen someone stumble more often or struggle to navigate a familiar place like their own neighborhood? That's not just a bad day, it could be a sign of trouble maintaining balance. Coordination issues can make everyday tasks feel like climbing a mountain. Imagine struggling to hold a cup of coffee or use a knife and fork without fumbling, frustrating, right? A slumped posture or a tendency to lean to one side might hint at a lack of motor control. These small changes might seem harmless at first, but over time, they can become glaringly obvious, increasing the risk of falls and limiting mobility. Isn't it wild how something so subtle can signal something so serious? Next, sensory issues. Dementia doesn't just mess with your memory, it can throw your perception of reality into chaos. The brain processes everything we sense, so when neuronal degeneration kicks in, things get tricky. People might struggle to judge distances, making pouring a glass of water or climbing stairs a challenge. Have you ever bumped into furniture or felt lost in a crowded room? That could be a sign of spatial awareness issues. And get this, losing the ability to smell a fresh-baked cookie or taste your favorite meal can be an early clue, especially with Alzheimer's disease. Hearing problems are another red flag. Ever notice someone wincing at loud noises or struggling to pick out voices in a noisy restaurant? That hypersensitivity or hearing loss in middle age is strongly tied to a higher risk of dementia and memory loss. Studies show untreated hearing loss forces the brain to work overtime to process sound, leading to cognitive strain and even memory loss over time. Who knew your ears could be such a window into your brain's health? Now let's talk about muscle weakness. It's easy to overlook, but your body's strength is tied to your brain's health. Studies have found that older adults with reduced grip strength, think struggling to carry groceries or open a stubborn jar, are at a higher risk of dementia. A decline in muscle mass increases frailty, and if your arms or legs are weak, you're less likely to stay active. Less exercise means faster cognitive decline. But here's the good news: keeping up with physical activity and strength training can protect your brain function and delay dementia's onset. Isn't it empowering to know you can fight back with something as simple as exercise? Sleep disturbances are another huge warning sign. Don't sleep on this one. Trouble sleeping isn't just a nuisance, it could be causing or signaling dementia. Many older adults notice changes in their sleep patterns, but some of these shifts point to underlying cognitive decline. Imagine feeling so exhausted that you're napping all day, even if you never used to. Insomnia. Frequent nighttime awakenings or waking up feeling unrested are all red flags. And then there's REM sleep behavior disorder linked to dementia with Lewy bodies, where people might talk punch or kick in their sleep. Vivid nightmares or sleep terrors. Those could be early neurological warning signs, too. Lack of sleep doesn't just make you cranky, it speeds up cognitive decline and inflames the brain. Addressing sleep issues early can protect your brain's long-term health. How incredible is it that something as simple as better sleep could make such a difference? Finally, let's talk about losing that spark for life. Apathy and social disengagement are some of the earliest emotional signs of dementia, and they're heartbreaking to witness. Have you ever seen someone who used to love painting or chatting with friends suddenly seem indifferent? They might avoid social gatherings, barely join in conversations, or show little emotion, whether it's joy or sadness. It's not just a bad mood. Dementia can impair the brain's ability to regulate emotions and social behavior. Unlike grief, which comes and goes, this apathy is persistent and often unrelated to external events. Doesn't it make you want to keep a closer eye on your loved ones? And then there's aphasia, when words just slip away. Imagine struggling to name everyday objects, or pausing mid-sentence because the right word won't come. Calling a shirt a jacket or forgetting a loved one's name might seem like a small slip, but it can be an early sign of dementia. Aphasia often shows up years before a diagnosis, and it can make communication feel like a maze. How frustrating must that be? So what should you do if you spot these signs? Don't wait. Get medical help right away. Early intervention can uncover other conditions like stress or vitamin deficiencies that mimic dementia symptoms. It also opens the door to therapies that slow cognitive decline and help families plan for the future. Lifestyle changes like mental stimulation, regular exercise, a brain-healthy diet, and good sleep can make a massive difference. Have you ever considered how small changes could protect your brain for years to come? Research shows that activities like learning a new skill, solving puzzles, or even speaking multiple languages can build a cognitive reserve, acting like a shield against dementia. Physical activity boosts blood flow and neuroplasticity, while diets like the Mediterranean or MIND diet, packed with lean proteins, healthy fats, and antioxidants, nourish your brain. Managing chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol is crucial too, as is prioritizing deep, restful sleep to clear toxins from the brain. Isn't it amazing how much control we have over our brain health? Dementia is a complex beast, but spotting these early signs can change the game. By noticing subtle shifts in mobility senses, sleep emotions, or language, you and your loved ones can take proactive steps toward diagnosis, treatment, and lifestyle changes. Early detection is everything. Don't you want to protect your brain for the long haul? Keep a close watch on these symptoms and talk to a doctor if anything feels off. Acting now could safeguard your brain health for years to come. Have you ever watched someone you love slowly fade from the vibrant person they once were? It's heartbreaking, isn't it? Sometimes we mistake the early signs of dementia for depression, or just the natural wear and tear of aging, but don't be fooled. When someone starts losing interest in the hobbies they once adored, painting, gardening, or even lively chats over coffee, it's a red flag. Imagine them skipping family gatherings or sitting quietly in discussions, barely reacting to joyful moments or sad news. That emotional flatness, that disconnection could be dementia creeping in, silently stealing their spark. It's not just a bad day, it's a sign of something deeper, as dementia impairs the brain's ability to regulate emotions and social behavior. Unlike grief, which ebbs and flows with life's ups and downs, this apathy lingers unconnected to external events. How devastating is it to see someone you care about become a shadow of themselves? Then there's aphasia. Oh, the frustration of not finding the right words. Can you imagine struggling to name a simple object like calling a shirt, a jacket in the middle of a conversation? It's one of the earliest, most telling signs of dementia, and it's gut-wrenching to witness. People might fumble through sentences, pausing awkwardly as they search for words or repeat the same phrases without even realizing it. Forgetting the names of close relatives, people they've known forever, can feel like a punch to the gut. Aphasia often shows up years before a dementia diagnosis is confirmed, and over time it makes communication feel like navigating a maze. Have you ever seen someone struggle to express themselves and felt helpless watching their frustration grow? So what do you do when you spot these signs? Don't wait. Act now. Getting medical attention right away is critical if you or a loved one shows these early warning signs. Why risk it? Early intervention can uncover other culprits like stress, thyroid issues, or vitamin deficiencies that mimic dementia's symptoms. It also opens the door to therapies that could slow cognitive decline, giving families time to adapt and plan for the future. Isn't it empowering to know you can take steps to protect your brain? Research shows lifestyle choices can make a massive difference in reducing dementia risk. Even though there's no cure yet, activities like learning a new skill, maybe picking up a guitar or mastering a new language can build a cognitive reserve like a shield for your brain. How exciting is that? Sticking to a regular exercise routine is another game changer. Physical activity doesn't just keep your body strong, it boosts blood flow to the brain and sparks neuroplasticity, helping your mind stay sharp. Imagine the joy of a brisk walk or a fun dance class, keeping your brain vibrant. Eating a brain-healthy diet is just as crucial. The Mediterranean and Mind diets packed with lean proteins, healthy fats, like olive oil, and antioxidant-rich berries are like superfoods for your brain. Managing chronic conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and cholesterol is a must. Don't let those sneak up on you. And sleep. Oh, how vital is a good night's rest. Deep sleep clears toxins from the brain that contribute to neurodegeneration. Can you believe something as simple as sleep could be a powerful weapon against dementia? Dementia is a complex beast, but spotting these early warning signs can change everything. Noticing subtle shifts in mobility, sensory perception, sleep emotions, or language lets you and your loved ones take charge with diagnosis, treatment, and lifestyle changes. Early detection is the key. Don't you want to protect your brain for years to come? Keep a sharp eye on these symptoms and talk to a doctor if anything feels off. Taking action now could safeguard your brain health for the long haul. And let's talk about the 10 traditional signs of dementia you should never, ever ignore. This progressive neurological disorder wreaks havoc on memory, cognitive function, and daily life. At first, the symptoms might be subtle, but as the disease worsens, they become impossible to ignore. Recognizing these signs early can lead to better symptom management and a higher quality of life. Isn't that worth fighting for? First, memory loss. It's more than just forgetting names or misplacing keys. We all lose our keys sometimes, right? But dementia's memory loss is on another level, disrupting daily life. People might struggle to recall recent conversations, appointments, or events, like forgetting what they talked about at lunch just hours ago. They could repeat the same story over and over, oblivious that they've already shared it. It's heartbreaking when they can't find essential items like wallets, glasses, or medications. No amount of searching seems to help. Long-term memories might hold strong at first, but over time, even major life events and loved ones' names start to blur. In the final stages, they might not recognize their closest family members. Can you imagine the pain of looking into a loved one's eyes and seeing a stranger staring back? Second conversations become a struggle. Ever notice someone losing their train of thought mid-sentence? As dementia progresses, carrying on a conversation feels like wading through fog. The brain's ability to process and respond to information weakens, leading to rambling or confused exchanges. They might call an object thing because the right word escapes them, or repeat themselves multiple times in one chat. In noisy places like a bustling cafe or crowded family party, focusing on a conversation becomes nearly impossible. They don't even realize they're struggling, which can lead to frustration or embarrassment, pushing them to withdraw from social interactions. How isolating must that feel? Third, mood and personality changes can transform someone into a new version of themselves. Alzheimer's disease messes with the brain's ability to regulate emotions, and it's jarring to witness. Someone who was once the life of the party might turn reclusive, skeptical, or easily annoyed. Hobbies they loved, like knitting or playing cards with friends, lose their appeal. Anxiety, despair, or agitation can spike especially in unfamiliar situations. Some even develop paranoia, convinced others are plotting against them or stealing their belongings. Family members often notice these shifts before the person does, and as time goes on, these changes strain daily interactions and relationships. Doesn't it break your heart to see someone's personality slip away? Poor problem-solving and decision-making can lead to risky choices. Dementia chips away at cognitive abilities, making even simple tasks feel overwhelming. Managing money becomes a nightmare. Imagine falling for scams or making impulsive purchases without a second thought. Following a recipe. Paying bills or planning errands can turn into a puzzle too complex to solve. Some might dress inappropriately, like wearing pajamas to the grocery store, or a heavy coat in the summer heat. As the disease worsens, assessing risks becomes harder, leading to dangerous decisions like leaving the stove on or wandering outside in a storm. How scary is it to think a loved one could unknowingly put themselves in harm's way? Fifth, confusion about time and place can leave someone feeling lost in their own world. Alzheimer's can make familiar surroundings feel alien, and keeping track of time becomes a struggle. Days, months, even years slip away, blurring the line between past and present. In later stages, people might lose their sense of direction in places they've known for years, like their local grocery store or their own neighborhood. They could forget why they walked into a room or talk about events from decades ago as if they're happening now, trapped in a different era. This disorientation can lead to wandering, raising the risk of getting lost or facing dangerous situations. Can you imagine the fear of being unable to find your way home? These signs are a wake-up call. Dementia's impact on independence communication and navigating familiar settings is profound, but early recognition can make all the difference. By spotting these warning signs, you and your family can seek medical help, early paving the way for better symptom management and a fuller life. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now. Whether it's scheduling a doctor's visit or making lifestyle changes, every step counts. Keep learning new skills. Stay active. Eat brain-healthy foods, manage health conditions, and prioritize sleep. These choices can strengthen your brain and lower your dementia risk. Isn't it incredible how much power you have to protect your mind? Start today and give your brain the love it deserves for a healthier, brighter future. Can you imagine the fear of wandering aimlessly lost in a place that's supposed to feel like home? That's what dementia can do. Confusion about time and place can lead to roaming, putting someone at risk of getting lost or stumbling into dangerous situations. It's terrifying to think about, isn't it? One minute they're in their familiar neighborhood, and the next they're disoriented, unable to find their way back. This is just one of the heartbreaking signs of dementia that we can't ignore. Another red flag. Repetitive questioning. Oh, how frustrating it can be for everyone involved. Picture a loved one asking the same question, like, "What day is it?" or "When is Sarah?" coming over and over, even after you've just answered. It's not intentional. Their brain simply can't hold on to new information. This can wear on caregivers and family, causing stress and heartache, especially when the person doesn't realize they're repeating themselves. But here's a glimmer of hope. Visual reminders like calendars or written notes can ease that frustration, helping both the person and their loved ones feel a little less overwhelmed. Isn't it amazing how small tools can make such a big difference? Then there's the bizarre reality of finding everyday items in the strangest places. Ever opened the fridge to find a phone chilling next to the milk? That's not just forgetfulness, it's a hallmark of dementia. People might tuck keys in a sugar jar or slip shoes into the oven, places that make no sense at all. It's maddening for them because they can't retrace their steps to find these lost items, and as dementia progresses, they might even accuse others of stealing their belongings. Can you imagine the suspicion and irritation that builds up? These odd placements stem from disrupted memory pathways, turning simple tasks into a confusing puzzle. It's a stark reminder of how dementia rewires the brain in ways we can't ignore. And what about hallucinations? Seeing things that aren't there is downright unsettling. In the later stages of dementia, especially with Lewy body dementia or severe Alzheimer's, people might see phantom figures, hear voices that don't exist, or even smell smoke or food that isn't there. These experiences can be so vivid, so real to them, that they spark fear, paranoia, or even aggression. How terrifying must it be to live in a world where reality feels so distorted? A medical evaluation is crucial to rule out other causes like infections or medication side effects, but these hallucinations are a sobering sign of dementia's grip. Don't you wish you could shield your loved ones from such confusion? Then there's the deeply personal and often embarrassing issue of incontinence. As dementia advances, the brain loses its ability to control basic bodily functions, leading to urine or fecal incontinence. Imagine not realizing you need to use the bathroom or forgetting where it is. How humiliating and anxiety-inducing that must feel. This symptom often pushes people toward social isolation and creates hygiene challenges. For caregivers, managing incontinence with routines and reminders becomes a lifeline, but it's often a turning point, signaling the need for assisted living or full-time care. Isn't it heartbreaking to think of someone losing such a fundamental part of their independence? But here's the critical part: early detection is everything. Recognizing these 10 hallmark signs of dementia can change the course of the disease. There's no cure yet, but spotting these warning signs early allows for medical evaluations and treatments that can slow progression. Lifestyle changes like exercise and brain-stimulating activities, along with planning for caregiving, can provide safety and support. If you notice any of these symptoms in yourself or a loved one, don't wait, get to a doctor right away. Why risk losing precious time? Taking proactive steps can preserve cognitive function and improve quality of life for as long as possible. Isn't that worth fighting for? So how can we protect our brains? Research shows that lifestyle choices are powerful weapons against dementia. Building a cognitive reserve is like giving your brain a gym membership. The more you challenge it, the stronger it gets. Think of your brain as a muscle. Use it, and it grows more resilient. Activities like learning a new language, tackling crossword puzzles, playing chess, or even strumming a guitar can build connections in the brain, reducing the risk of dementia. Studies show that people who engage in cognitively complex tasks throughout their lives are less likely to develop this devastating disease. How exciting is it to know that learning something new could be a shield for your brain? Social activities like storytelling or debating with friends can also spark brain function and build resilience against cognitive decline. Imagine the joy of lively conversations over a board game or book club. Those moments aren't just fun, they're brain-saving. Even as age-related changes creep in, a strong cognitive reserve helps your brain compensate for lost neurons, delaying dementia symptoms. Isn't it empowering to think you can take charge of your brain's future? Exercise is another superhero in the fight against dementia. Regular physical activity doesn't just keep your body fit. It's a lifeline for your brain. Walking, swimming, or cycling boosts blood flow, oxygenates the brain, and sparks neuronal growth, keeping your memory and cognitive function sharp. Resistance training, like lifting weights or doing bodyweight exercises, builds muscle and enhances neuroplasticity, creating new neural pathways. Can you believe that just 30 minutes of moderate exercise 5 days a week can lower your dementia risk? What's good for your heart is just as good for your brain, preventing cognitive decline and brain shrinkage. Picture yourself on a sunny walk, feeling stronger, and knowing you're protecting your mind. How invigorating is that? Nutrition is another key player. Feeding your brain the right foods is like giving it premium fuel. The Mediterranean diet, bursting with lean meats, healthy fats, whole grains, and fresh veggies, is a powerhouse for brain health. The Mind diet, a variation, zeroes in on brain-boosting foods like leafy greens, berries, almonds, and olive oil, believed to fend off Alzheimer's. Some studies even suggest a ketogenic diet high in fats, low in carbs, can enhance cognitive function by fueling the brain with ketones. Avoiding processed foods, refined carbs, and trans fats reduces inflammation and oxidative damage, which drive neurodegeneration. Who knew a plate of colorful veggies could be such a game changer for your brain? Managing chronic conditions is just as critical. Diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, and sleep apnea are like silent saboteurs, increasing dementia risk. Controlling blood sugar with diet, exercise, and medication protects the brain's blood vessels, lowering the odds of Alzheimer's. High blood pressure can trigger vascular dementia by choking off blood flow to the brain, so managing it is a must. Obesity, especially visceral fat, fuels inflammation, upping dementia risk. And sleep apnea. It starves the brain of oxygen, leading to memory issues and brain shrinkage. Treating these conditions can slow cognitive decline, giving you more years of clarity. Isn't it incredible how taking charge of your health can protect your mind? Dementia is a formidable foe, but you're not powerless. By recognizing these signs, wandering, repetitive, questioning, misplaced items, hallucinations, incontinence, and more, you can act early. Early detection opens the door to treatments, lifestyle changes, and planning that can make a world of difference. Whether it's hitting the gym, savoring a brain-healthy meal, or learning something new, every step you take is a step toward a healthier brain. Don't you want to give your mind the best shot at staying sharp? If you see these signs, talk to a doctor immediately. Your brain deserves all the love and care you can give. Start today and build a brighter, clearer future. Can you imagine the power of simple lifestyle changes to protect your brain from the grip of dementia? It's incredible, isn't it? Living a healthy life does so much more than keep your waistline in check. It's like armor for your brain. Conditions like sleep apnea, where breathing falters during sleep, starve the brain of oxygen, leading to memory fog and even brain shrinkage. How scary is that? But here's the good news. Treating sleep apnea can boost cognitive function, giving your mind a fighting chance. Prioritizing sleep is like giving your brain a nightly spa treatment. Deep sleep isn't just restful. It's a superhero that activates the glymphatic system, flushing out harmful beta-amyloid and tau proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep every night. Doesn't that sound like a dream worth chasing? Ditch the late-night screen time, stick to a consistent sleep schedule, and steer clear of alcohol and caffeine, which can disrupt those precious deep sleep cycles. Struggling with insomnia or restless nights? Don't wait. Talk to your doctor to uncover issues like sleep apnea. A regular sleep routine helps your brain repair itself, slashing dementia risk and sharpening your memory. Isn't it amazing how something as simple as sleep can be so powerful? But sleep isn't the only weapon in your arsenal. Quitting smoking and cutting back on alcohol are game changers too. Smoking chokes off oxygen to the brain, damaging neurons and speeding up cognitive decline. Excessive drinking. It's like poison to your memory logic and problem-solving skills. Studies scream it loud and clear. Heavy smoking and drinking skyrocket the risk of vascular dementia and Alzheimer's. But here's the hope. Kicking the habit can dramatically lower your dementia risk. Limiting alcohol protects your brain's vitality, keeping it sharp and resilient. Can you believe that small changes like saying no to that extra drink or putting out that cigarette for good could safeguard your mind for years to come? For preserving cognitive function and preventing long-term brain damage, quitting smoking and moderating alcohol are absolute musts. Even the tiniest steps can make a massive difference. Don't you want to give your brain every chance to thrive? Dementia isn't an inevitable part of aging, far from it. By embracing brain-friendly habits, you can significantly lower your risk and keep your mind sharp well into your golden years. Keep learning. Challenge your brain like it's a muscle craving a workout. Dive into tasks that spark your cognitive talents, like solving puzzles, mastering a new language, or playing a strategy game like chess. Staying active isn't just for your body. Exercise pumps up brain function and circulation, keeping your mind vibrant. Picture yourself on a brisk morning walk, feeling the fresh air, and knowing you're fueling your brain. How invigorating is that? A balanced diet is your brain's best friend too. Load up on foods that fight neurodegeneration, like the Mediterranean diet's lean meats, whole grains and colorful veggies, or the Mind diet's brain-boosting stars like leafy greens and berries. Managing health issues like diabetes, high blood pressure, and weight is crucial. Don't let those sneak up on you. And never underestimate the power of a restful night's sleep. It's like a detox for your brain, clearing out toxins that fuel dementia. Avoiding smoking and excessive alcohol keeps cognitive decline at bay. Why wouldn't you want to stack the odds in your brain's favor? There's no cure for dementia yet, but these preventative steps can transform your brain health and slow the disease's march. The earlier you start, the bigger the payoff. Invest in your brain today for a brighter, clearer tomorrow. Can you imagine the peace of mind that comes with knowing you're doing everything possible to protect your future? And the hope doesn't stop there. Recent breakthroughs in dementia research are lighting the way forward. New drugs like lecanemab and donanemab are sparking excitement in the fight against Alzheimer's. These monoclonal antibodies are like precision snipers targeting and clearing dangerous beta-amyloid plaques, one of the main culprits behind the disease. Studies show they can slow cognitive decline in early-stage Alzheimer's. How incredible is that? While they're not a cure, these treatments are a massive leap forward, improving quality of life for patients and caregivers alike. Isn't it uplifting to know science is making such strides? But the future of dementia care is even more promising. Researchers are diving into combination therapies that tackle neurodegeneration from multiple angles. Imagine gene therapy addressing the genetic roots of dementia, or brain stimulation techniques, boosting memory and cognitive function. How thrilling would that be? Early intervention is key, though. Starting treatments as soon as possible can make all the difference. Even with these exciting advances, nothing beats early detection and bold lifestyle changes. Spotting symptoms early and building habits like brain training, eating a nutrient-packed diet, staying active, and prioritizing sleep can slash your dementia risk and keep your brain healthy for the long haul. Why wait? to take control of your brain's future. Even though research is still unfolding, there's a powerful sense of optimism that future treatments will offer even more effective ways to fight this disease. Until then, every healthy choice you make is a step toward a sharper, stronger mind. Don't you want to start that journey today? Oh, how deeply I feel the urgency of embracing a brain-healthy lifestyle after diving into those heart-wrenching insights about dementia. It's both inspiring and gut-punching to realize how much power we hold over our cognitive future. The idea that simple choices like swapping late-night scrolling for restful sleep, ditching cigarettes, or savoring a plate of vibrant veggies can shield our minds from the shadow of dementia fills me with hope and determination. Why wouldn't we seize every chance to protect our brains? The thought of losing memory's independence or the ability to connect with loved ones is terrifying. Yet it's exhilarating to know we can fight back with everyday habits. Sleep, for instance, isn't just a luxury, it's a lifeline, flushing out toxins that could otherwise haunt our brains. And exercise. It's like a love letter to our neurons, sparking growth and resilience. I'm genuinely moved by how these small acts of self-care can ripple into a brighter, sharper future. Socially, it breaks my heart to think of the isolation that dementia symptoms like apathy or repetitive questioning can bring. Imagine the frustration of loved ones watching someone they cherish withdraw or repeat themselves unaware of their own struggle. It underscores how vital it is to foster understanding and patience in our communities. We need to rally around those affected, offering support and compassion, not judgment. The stigma around dementia must end. Why should anyone feel ashamed for a condition beyond their control? I'm thrilled by the promise of new treatments like lecanemab and donanemab, but it's the call for early detection and lifestyle changes that stirs me most. It's a wake-up call to prioritize brain health now. Not later. I believe we must spread this message far and wide, encouraging everyone to learn, move, eat well, and rest deeply. It's not just about avoiding dementia, it's about living fully, vibrantly, and connected. Let's inspire each other to act today because our brains deserve every ounce of love we can give them.